Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of How's It Going? Today we're going to be showing you how to save a lot of money by putting up your own permanent holiday lights. We will give you a step-by-step guide of how this is done and a quick rundown of the app so that you can program them to your own custom settings. All right, let's get started. Now there are a lot of different brands out there. The one that we decided to go with was a company called Govee. We felt like this was a reputable company with good reviews and offer a variety of options to choose from as a do-it-yourselfer. I'll put a link in the description where you can go check out their website and even get an additional $5 off your order. The kind we decided to go with were the Permanent Outdoor Lights 2. They have their original outdoor lights, but the 2s have some upgrades we liked that worked well for us. Another option is the Pro version. That has a few more upgrades, but the biggest difference with the Pro version is the ability to cut and splice them together for a custom fit to your house. After measuring and creating a plan for my own house, I was able to design a layout that did not need any cutting, saving me the added expense of the Pro lights. That, at the time of this video, cost an additional $160 per 100 feet. We're also going to show you some tips and tricks that we learned along the way, and a couple of things we learned not to do. We bought 3 different boxes of the Govee lights, 2 100-foot sections and 1 50-foot section. All right, let's see what's in the box. To start, we have the Matter guide card. Govee lights are compatible with the Matter smart home products, so you can integrate them with all your smart home devices. Next, we have the card explaining Govee's syncing system called Dream View, followed by a little card to help you download Govee Home app. Next, we have a little user manual, followed by a quick start guide for installing with 9 steps we'll be walking you through. In the 100-foot box, there are 3 different boxes. The 2 bigger boxes have 6 total 16.5-foot sections of lights. Each section has 12 lights on them that are about 16.5 inches apart. 76 clips to clip the lights up if needed. 18 extra adhesive backs, which came in handy with a mistake we're going to talk about, and also some plastic wall anchors. In the smaller box, we've got 1 12-foot extension cable and 2 4-foot extension cables. These are for jumping gaps that you don't need any lights on. Next, we've got our power adapter and the control box and some small clips to hang the wires with. Each light has this super sticky backing on it that makes them pretty easy to install. The one problem we ran into is they don't work really good when it's cold outside. Govee suggests installing them when it's at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer, and we are installing them in December and the temperatures were in the 20s. Govee suggests if you're going to install in the colder weather to use a hair dryer to improve the adhesiveness. I ended up using a heat gun, but you need to be careful to not overheat the unit and ruin them. All right, the first step Govee lists for instructions is to connect each section of the string lights together and plug them into a power source, turn them on, and make sure they're all working properly. I'd say these are looking pretty great, and I'm really excited to get them up on the house. The second step that they list is to make sure that the weather is warm, but if it's during the winter, like we talked about before, is to use a hairdryer. The third step is, they say, to prepare a stable ladder and locate the power supply where you wish to install the first string light. Connect the first string light to the control box without connecting the power adapter to ensure the control box cable is sufficiently long. Step 4, we're going to clean the surface where the lights are going to stick. It's important to have a clean, dry surface for good adhesion. I use some rubbing alcohol for a good clean. It also dries fast, especially when I use the heat gun to warm the surface a bit. Govee recommends mounting your lights under the eaves of your house, about 5 to 10 centimeters or 2 to 4 inches away from the wall. This allows the light to shine down on the wall, creating the effect that lights up the whole wall. I used a 2x4 as a guide to get the lights an even space from the wall each and every time. Okay, step 5 is to remove the tape on the back of the light, uncovering the part that will stick to your house. Govee suggests pressing down on the light for at least 5 seconds to get a good adhesion. Step 6 is to use the included brackets to secure the lights from ever coming off. I placed one of these brackets about every 4th light, but you may want to use more depending on how well you feel the lights are sticking to your surface. If your surface is a little bit more coarse, you probably want to use more of the brackets. After you get your first 16-foot section up, you're on to step 7, which is connecting the sections together using Govee's waterproof connectors. Make sure you firmly connect these to get a good seal. When you've put up all the strands for that section of your house, the next step is to place a waterproof cap on the end. Each section has one of these, but you only need one on the end. I cut them off the other sections where they were not needed. Now, before we get on to the last step, let's talk about a mistake we made so you can learn from this and not waste a lot of time like I did. As you can see, I have this covered porch area that also bumps up about a foot. I was worried that the bump up would hide the lights, so I initially put the lights in front of the posts shown by this blue line here, hoping you could see them better and shine down the post. That didn't work out so great, so I ended up having to scrape them off, which was not an easy task, and we moved them back against the wall. As you can see on this video, the lights on the right of the doorway are not as visible, and the ones on the left have been moved back to the wall and are working so much better. Alright, the last step Govee lists is to plug in your lights and enjoy your lighting effects. But first, let's do a quick rundown of the Govee app that controls your lights. First, let's go to the Shortcuts panel at the bottom of the screen. The shortcut I'm selecting is one labeled Roof Peaks. At the top, you can see all the different sections you've grouped, and in the middle of the screen, you have Color, Scene, Music, Share Space, DIY, and Finger Sketch buttons. In the Color tab, you can select preset colors or customize your own variation of colors. The next tab is Pre-Made Scenes, put together with different themes to them. As you can see, there are many options to choose from. Each has a different look and feel to them. Across the top are categories like Natural, Festival, where you can find different holiday themes like Christmas, Halloween, Easter, and so many more. Also, Life, Emotion, and Dallas Maverick themes. The next tab is a Music tab where you can sync your lights to your very own music. Next is the Share Space tab. This is a really cool tab. Here you can see other Govee light owners that have made their own custom light settings and have shared their setup online. You can preview a video of what it looks like, and if you like it, you can download those settings and apply them to your own house. You can also share your creations with others. Moving on, we have the DIY tab. Here are your saved DIY setups. You can go into each one and edit them here, or push the plus button to create a new design. It will ask you to select an effect. I like the Finger Sketch tab to make your own custom light designs. Once you've selected the effect, push the check mark. Now you can tell each individual light what color you want it to be and the overall effect you want. You can also set the speed of how fast the lights move and change. At the top, you can name your new creation and then save it to your DIY presets. Also at the top of the DIY section, you can add up to 4 multiple effects together for a custom light show. The last tab is Finger Sketch, which is the same as we just did in the DIY section. If you read the tip at the bottom, it says more lighting effects can be created under the DIY mode, so I don't really use this tab. All right, that's it for the Govee app. Now, if you have any questions or tips and tricks that you've learned along the way of putting up your own permanent lights, leave a comment below. Now, let's do a quick time-lapse video to get all the lights up on the house. All right, everybody, that's it for our review of the Govee lights 2. We have really enjoyed our lights and hope to be able to add to them next year. If you've liked our video, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can always be up to date on how's it going in our next project.